Here are 6 sets of IEMs around $35. In this video, I'm going to tell you which ones are actually worth your money and which ones you should completely avoid. Welcome back to the channel. Colin here. At this price point, almost every set comes with some sort of compromise or trade-off. With the Kefine Loric coming in for review, I wanted to stack it up against 5 other budget IEMs around the $35 mark that I previously reviewed. The Hidizs ST2 Pro, the Twistura D minor, the Celeste Wyvern Remaster, the Kiwi Ears Chorus, and the Ziigaat Rumba. Keep in mind that this ranking is strictly based on my personal preference and what I prioritize in sound, fit, and isolation. To make things simple, I'm going to rank them from my least favorite to my top pick. Let's get right into number 6. Coming in at number 6 is the Hidizs ST2 Pro with the mini jack cable. Honestly, I really don't understand these IEMs. The sound is so bad that I actually wondered if my pair was defective. There is virtually no mid-bass or sub-bass at all. When I measured them, the channel balance was perfect, but there was a weird frequency roll-off in the low end. I think the shell might be leaking air pressure somewhere, which completely ruins the bass response. Combine that with poor isolation and ear tips that don't actually fit the nozzle, I would definitely avoid these. I'm strictly including them in the video just to give you guys a heads up. At number 5, we have the Twistura D major. If you are a basshead, you are going to love these. They have incredible mid-bass impact and punch. It is super deep and really impactful. Kick drums on tracks like Hotel California sound super deep on this set. On top of that, for $35, I think they have the best build quality and features in this price bracket, featuring a partly metal body and interchangeable nozzles. Why they end up at number 5 comes down to overall balance, detail, and fit. That heavy mid-bass can mask some of the mid-range details, and the overall bass response will simply be too much for most people. Plus, the shell geometry isn't that ergonomic, at least for my ears. They don't feel very secure and can sometimes fall out while you're wearing them. Coming in at number 4 is the Celeste Wyvern Remaster. On the outside, these look and feel fantastic. The faceplates and overall shape of the IEMs are really nice, making them comfortable to wear and easy to get a good seal. The bass response also has solid speed and depth without bleeding heavily into the rest of the mix. Where they lose points for me is in the mid-range and treble tuning. The lower mid-range is pulled down a bit too much for my preference, which makes the vocals sound slightly too thin. On top of that, the treble sounds a little bit grainy to my ears. While it offers decent overall balance and better isolation than the options below it, those tuning choices keep it from going higher in the rankings. Taking third on the list is the Kiwi Ears Chorus. I quite like the tonality on these. They have a nice mid-bass bump that adds good body and warmth to the overall sound. The mid-range is smooth with plenty of natural warmth, and the treble comes through quite revealing without being harsh. Overall clarity seems really good on this set, which might actually be due to the large vent design. The main drawback for me comes down to the open back implementation. Personally, I just do not get the appeal of open back IEMs. They sacrifice a bit of passive isolation, and for me, that defeats the purpose of using an in-ear monitor in the first place, especially if you plan to use them on the go. But purely on sound signature, they earn this top 3 spot. Taking the number 2 spot is the Ziigaat Rumba. Overall, the Rumba is quite neutral and has a slightly laid-back sound. Compared to the chorus, the treble is a bit more relaxed and the vocals feel slightly less forward in the presentation. Interestingly, even though it doesn't really show up that way on the frequency response graph, the bass feels a bit more rumbly in actual listening, which gives tracks a nice grounded low end. What keeps it from taking a top spot for me is the soundstage. It feels a bit confined compared to some of the other options here, missing that sense of width and air. But if you want a neutral, smooth, and easygoing tuning with decent passive isolation, the Rumba is a very strong runner-up. Taking the number 1 spot is the Kefine Loric. The main reason the Loric takes the top position is simply because it is the most all-rounded set in this comparison. Overall, the frequency response sounds the most natural to my ears. You get a good, quick mid-bass punch compared with a solid mid-range clarity. And the treble region just comes across naturally. Compared to the Rumba, it feels more revealing in the top end and offers noticeably more air. It is slightly less forward than the Chorus and maybe a touch less detailed overall. But as a complete package, it sounds more balanced and natural to my ears. I think it is easily the best and safest pick for most people. If you're looking for a gift for a friend who is just entering the hobby, this would be the safest, most balanced set to recommend. When you combine that sound profile with good isolation and a comfortable fit, it easily becomes my top pick at around $35. So to wrap things up, at the end of the day, picking the right set is highly up to personal preference and what sound signature or features you prioritize most. Let me know in the comments which of these 6 IEMs fit your preference the best. I have included the individual reviews of the IEMs below. Frequency response graphs and purchase links are also in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.